And hello, we are live. This is the Deltahead stream. I am James Howell. Thank you for tuning in. If you are already here, if you are not already here, well, I'm happy to stall until your arrival. Let's see, one second, let me get the stream up here. So yeah, this has been an excellent past several days, I gotta be honest. Reading on the Bradbury Chronicles continues to go well. We've gotten up to the point where he has had a disastrous experience in Ireland, writing the screenplay for Moby Dick starring Gregory Peck for John Huston, who was a very Hemingway-esque, brusque macho man, and that kind of personality doesn't exactly mesh with somebody who has the sensitivity of Ray Bradbury and has that sort of very earnest enthusiasm. So it is very sad seeing somebody who is as well-meaning and as you know, one-to-one, what you see is what you get, as Ray Bradbury, kind of suffer at the hands of somebody who's like that. But he seems to have done well for himself regardless, so not too tragic. Other than that, Prince of Tides, this is excellent, and it makes me feel very good about being a writer from South Carolina. Pat Conroy is amazing. And also, on the tail end of, there we go, on the tail end of Ghost of Tsushima, which I am still playing through, my interest in haiku has been re-upped in conjunction with stream moderator Boogle, who he and I kind of did some research on this and decided to get this, each of us decided to get this copy of Basho, Busan, and Isa's haiku, and they're very good. I think that Isa's opening is very strong and is a reason to absolutely enjoy poetry that is not nearly as serious or heavy-handed as the offerings of Ghost of Tsushima. But New Year's Day, everything is in blossom. I feel about average. And don't worry, spiders, I keep house casually. And yeah, those are solid. They're good stuff. I've also been rewatching Sanjuro and Yojimbo, you know, and Three Outlaw Samurai. It's just the movies that Ghost of Tsushima bases a lot of its atmosphere on are just excellent. So, and yeah. Also, I went out to the Puget Sound earlier this week and brought my binoculars so I could catch an eye at the birds that fly on the shoreline. And while looking out at the water, I saw a what looked like just a small piece of driftwood many hundreds of yards out, and the current was pretty strong. The waves were coming in, so I watched this thing come in for about 20 minutes, and it was pretty amazing. Like, again, this thing looked like this big far out, and after waiting about 20 minutes watching it come in, it kind of came in at a slant, so I had to keep going down the beach to catch it. It finally arrived, and it is that big. It was huge, and it was super heavy because it was well, literally, in all senses of the word, waterlogged. So, yeah, solid week. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let me reload. Sure, it wasn't Nessie? I mean, it might well have been Nessie if Nessie, I mean, okay, so follow me on this. I've also been watching Shinobi no Mono, the 1960s, 70s Shinobi series of ninja movies, and ninja have a trick whereby if you catch them, they can magically turn into a log and disappear. So, possibly, Nessie was there, and then, realizing it was caught like a ninja, replaced itself with that log, right? And then skedaddled back to Scotland. I think the Pacific Northwest has its Nessie. I don't remember its name. But let's see. But it does in fact have one. All right. Let's see how this is doing here. Looks like we got a little bit of what do you call it? OBS. That's the word I'm looking for. A little bit of OBS kind of hanging around there. There we go. Cleaned up. So yeah, we're going to be doing the next couple of scenarios of Resident Evil Outbreak. We're going to do those online with Boogle, who is going to join as part of our support crew. Let's see. Trying to kick the volume just a little bit here. All right, excellent. All right. Biohazard. Oh, this is file 2. Nope, not what we want. Be back out of that. That is for the next game in our stream series. There we go. Good, good. Let's see, first time we chose Kevin, second time we chose George, this time... No, wait, I think I chose David. And then George? Honestly, I'm not remembering, but let's pull it up and see what we've got. Kind of blindly grab our way through these options, which are both in Japanese and also at times invisible. Excellent. DNAS, such a puzzling logo, especially as little real estate as it takes up on that loading screen. There we go. It's so interesting that they got the servers up and running in the way that they did. I mean, apparently this is pulling up a browser of some kind through the PS2 and using the Outbreak server site in a way that is strange and wizard-like. And yeah, I have the same kind of, it has the same kind of feeling as seeing somebody run Windows CE on a Dreamcast. It's a console that is doing desktop computer things, and that's always such a very strange, weird feeling. All right, so we're going to go with AppSci. I think I chose go forward. Let's find out. Did, in fact. All right. Let's make a room. Evening, Mirth. How are you doing? No, not very hard. Let's see. I kind of, as professional as so many people playing this now are, I can only imagine that if you see somebody choosing not very hard, they probably, by default, don't know what they're doing. One would hope, anyway. Let's see. You know what? Let's go with Alyssa. Good. Good to hear. So that is summoning the klaxon call for Boogle, who is going to be joining me on this. I am doing well, thank you very much. You missed it. Um, you missed it, but it can be returned. Yeah, I was out at the Puget Sound earlier and had my binoculars watching like shorebirds, and then out in the water I saw what looked like to be just like a regular sized stick, and I tracked it for like 20 minutes coming inbound on the tide, and it turned out to be this large, and it's sizable. I had to go out a couple of feet into the water when it finally got there because I didn't want to really stick on the shore. So, but yeah, no, that was a good afternoon. And this game is Resident Evil Outbreak, File 1. It's the online Resident Evil that they released in 2003, and yeah, it didn't succeed quite like they hoped it would. It was kind of panned critically, or not panned, I wouldn't say, because it is a quality game and it's constructed well for what it is. Just a lot of people just didn't like what it was because the fixed angle Resident Evils had sort of run their course by that time. And yeah, but it did develop a devoted fan base that really enjoyed it and indeed grieved when the servers went offline. And enough so, certainly, that, you know, they have a fan server up now, too, which is excellent. And the community on there is quite nice, very supportive, a lot of fun people on there, so yeah, if you have a hankering for it, there are instructions how to set up a memory card through OBSRV, OBSVR, that's it, .org. So you too can wait several minutes on end in the lobby for someone to join your game. And right now we are waiting for Boogle to hop in, because the game does in fact become more alive when you play online. All right, what we got here? Funnyvids.com. There's our guy. All right, let's give it. Let's take it down to 5 minutes. See if we happen to get the random like third person in there. But how do I know it's you? Well, you're about to find out as the stream catches up. On the other hand, it could be somebody who has stolen your login information and you are now helplessly watching, gripping the armrests of your chair, teeth clenched in rage and indignation. You know, all bets are off. So, yeah, if someone has hacked your account, Boog, we'll get it back. Fight. Like you believe in it. I remember the internal message system, which obviously doesn't really need to be used a whole lot in this because everybody who accesses this is already on the Outbreak forums in order to even get an account up. But I remember that was somewhat active when I was actually using it. You were able to sort of meet random people because it was a more populated game at the time, and there wasn't like a single website that everybody went to. So it was nice to build camaraderie and, you know, got a gaming buddies through this game that had neither voice chat nor text chat during the game, which honestly was kind of its salvation. In some ways, it made it tolerable if someone was like a jerk. You didn't have to go worry about muting their mic. They couldn't talk in the first place. So, a welcome feature for dealing with randos. And we're off. So this scenario is called the Hive. This takes place in the hospital that Carlos and Jill retreat to at one point during Resident Evil 3. Pardon me. And here's this man who I'm sure significantly regrets um, having having gotten a work visa for the States. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't really know what this does, but you can press the button endlessly, and it does nothing. The guy had, yes, this guy right here. That's always such a funny animation because he is doing his sort of like spell casting, NPC animation as he's talking, but then he goes up to the door using the standard character model posture of any of the characters as they zoom into place. Hey Gary, let's see. I think we're gonna at least make it through the Hive and Hellfire. Decisions is a fairly long one. I'm not sure if we're gonna make it through that one, but we'll see how things look like and how things look in a couple of hours. How are you tonight? It's good to see you again. And there's Boogle patiently awaiting our effort to progress. What is this? All right. Okay. Man, he really got that barricade done in a hurry. Good to hear. You either keep unorthodox hours or you are not in my time zone. Oh man, that CRT. I want it. So Alyssa's special ability is she has lockpicks. Like Jill, as her character description says, she is a master of unlocking, but oh dear. I just want to push the nurse call button. Oh no, 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 no! Oh no, I really don't need that object. Yeah, sure. Back off, Buster. I'm a reporter. Yeah. Just, I mean, Mark's ability to phase through you if he just decides not to care is one of his lesser-known talents. And Alyssa's abilities also include being able to, whoa, Buster, out of the way. Oh yes, yes, she has definitely covered wars. I would actually, so that's interesting. I would play an Alyssa Ashcroft, Frank West, buddy journalist game for sure. They have both covered outbreaks. That's weird. I know this is a patched version of the game because it has to be the Japanese version in order to access the server, so certain parts of it have been patched into English. It's just interesting to see that the subtitles for this guy's first appearance were in English, and these aren't. Well, it's definitely a mass of something. And it's interesting, as many little worms and things like that, leeches, are a part of it. It looks like the character model, at least in the cinematics, is like, like a tree where it's just got like a handful of planes. There aren't that many polygons, and it's just like the texture is moving around. Rip Doc. Virtual board games. A Resident Evil 3 board game? No, I have heard of no such thing. There we go. Oh, thank you, Windows Defender, for not finding any threats and jumping into my stream. Okay. There we go. Yeah, one of the things that this scenario can do is the leeches can grab you and you will start bleeding and enter into the bleed status effect, meaning your character limps around. No, thank you. Your character limps around as though on danger, so it makes you slower. You lose just like gradual health, I think. But the hemostatic medicine, apparently you can just kind of stick that right on your wound, and it'll be all good. And here, yes, now I have the bleed status effect. No, 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 no. There we go. Thank you, Mark. Whoa! Mark's booking it. 2365. Oh no. Yeah, one of the things about the leech monster is it is... Ooh, sorry, Mark. It is a nemesis-style enemy. That's one of the ways they work that sort of stalker, unkillable stalker into the experience. And that's his deal. Let's see. Now, the Resident Evil games all have these newspaper racks in them, and I don't think I have ever seen one of those out in the wild. Let's see, that is closed. That is also closed. And that juicy raccoon. Just take a bite out of that juicy raccoon, I guess. It's funny. It's neither dynamic nor really suggesting flavor. At least not one you'd like sort of like take involuntarily. I think I hear... Do I hear? No, I don't. Oh, there's a leech. There we go. The design of this level is very... It's very lock and key. Oh no! As all Resident Evil level designs are. And being able to access different floors, being able to progress your way further into them, past initial passageways. You kind of have this core of area, this core area that you have access to, usually proximal to the elevator, and being able to expand out in each floor is kind of the way that you make it through. Let me hop over there so getting the leech man can be visibly visible. I'm in the fixed temperature experiment room. I remember how to kill him. I believe you call him in and then lay this thing down. Oh, well, don't waste the blood bag. I was just about to. Okay. Yeah, I always use the blood bag there. The blood bag stalls the leech man. So there he is. Hello, friend. Do you know I'm here? Swing and a miss. There we go. Now don't go back through. No, Alyssa, for God's sake. Oh man. Seems like maybe not a great idea to put a simple casual healing item right next to the kill the giant monster switch. Thank you, Oogle. So yeah, the only way to get rid of this guy is to trap him in this room, then jack the temperature up so that the leeches all melt away. And then we find with horror that after having been summarily murdered by the leech monster, it went back and got our doctor. At least I'm pretty sure. Yep, there we go. Oh, wait. I guess I need to cool off the card. Yeah. Huh. You know what? Let's, I guess just go ahead and use that. Stop my virus meter, and we can skedaddle. Come on. Thank you, Leech. Yeah, fortunately the leeches do not follow you in between rooms. And the big goal in this, let's see. The big goal in this scenario is to get to a boat that will take you down a canal and lead you to a confrontation with a giant leech mama. And in order to access that boat, you have to have like this. You have to have a special padlock key to let it go. So that's what we're looking for right now. Well, I assume it's a mama because it is hanging out there in the hive nest and enraged that you have been killing its spawn. Oh, it could be a leech papa. sure leeches have good supportive parenting roles. Now, thank you, Boogle, for already handling that puzzle. Yes, yes, Boogle, this is normal. I'm actually really surprised at how few zombies I've actually seen. I know in Very Hard, they populate the zombies just as much as they harass you with the leech monster. Excuse me. But, reposing room. But I hadn't reckoned on how sparse they actually were. Reposing room is a very strange word for morgue. Or autopsy room. Oh dear. There we go. Second floor? All right. Let's book it. I choose to believe that Boogle showing me this sign as a specific reason to make this detour is, in fact... Oh, is this smorking? Is this smorking? Smorking area, yes. So this is where you come, this is where you go in the hospital if you need a smork. Oh man. That's good. Also gives you an idea of the kind of class that they're expecting you to have if you come here to smork. Oh wait, there's another sign you say. Alright, what am I looking at here? Oh, thank you. There we go. Man, I really need a gun. Oh, cool. We're about to be able to use Alyssa's special ability, which is to put the lockpick in and rapidly tap the button. Kind of hope it works. I'm not 100% sure what the criteria is if you're supposed to, like, press the button in a certain order, at a certain rhythm, and use the right lockpick, but you just kind of flail around hoping you hit it. Oh, why thank you for using smorking as a way to teach me. I appreciate the thought, but I quit smorking years ago. Alright, here we go. There we go. Oh, it's a handgun magazine. And yes, I can passive-aggressively look at your inventory and make sure that you damn well appreciate what I got for you and take it. Alyssa, tempting fate. Hard key level 1. I don't know if Boogle already used that. Evening Toe. We're moving through one of the scenarios in Resident Evil Outbreak File 1. How are you tonight? Mark's defensive posture shows that he is, in fact, the man has turned the vampire sneeze into a martial art. Looking for... Alright. I guess everything there was taken care of. Yeah, I'm looking for a gun at this point, because I am going to need to shoot the leech. Oh god. Freaking dogs. Oh no, we didn't open the shutters. Now it's only dogs. Good to hear, Toe. Oh, hi. I mean, I hate to be the first one to aggress. Usually it's the other way around with the zombies. Glad dinner was good. Found a Gwyn earlier. I assume that's street slang for penguin. Five Gwyns for $25. Roughly one Gwyn per 5. Thank you. Locker room. Do you mean the room, Boogle, that where I picked the lock? Okay, thank you. Hold on 1 second. Guard regulations seems boring. The goal right now is to get the key to the padlock that keeps the speedboat curiously parked one way in the canal at the bottom of the hospital. And also to get me a gun so I can shoot the boss when we tease it out of its lair. And by tease it out, I mean hit it with a boat. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. And good evening, Hobgoblin. Yeah, it's a subtle touch. So, and I mean, in all honesty, Boogle's kind of the master on this at this point. I was playing the game with him back about a year and a half ago, I think, when he first started on it, and at that time he was totally new to it, and we were kind of just like bumbling our way through. Him off the new discovery, and me off of trying as I might to remember where the hell anything is. And now the student has surpassed the master. Master in this situation being somebody who kind of did it 10 years ago. Yes, in fact, I did ditch the B1F key card. I assumed that you had already used it. But I can go back and grab it. Feel life flowing out of you. Pretty sure you have something I want. Ah. All right. Cop who died without a gun. Rare in Resident Evil. All right, I'm going back down to grab the the B1F key card. 1 second. Oof, but not this way. All right, I guess I am sacrificing my first aid spray so we can use this key item. With 4 inventory slots, such are the decisions you have to make in the survival horror aspect and the inventory management aspect of Outbreak. Yeah, once we go through this door in B1F, there's a small gauntlet of enemies that you can kill, but it's one of these areas where you will never return. So it's not super necessary. Ah, case in point, classic zombie around the corner in the fixed camera angle. Gets me every time. There's something almost avant-garde aesthetic about having the room title that is too long running vertically on the right side of the screen. It's almost as if it is deliberately stylized to not have everything there. All right. Can I kick him? Just want to see if I can kick him. All right, nope. I'm pretty sure he's a jump scare enemy where when you grab it, he comes to life and grabs you. Apparently, he is inert and unattackable before then, which it's a minor thing that recurs in a lot of zombie survival horror games. If you know the zombie that is the jump scare that appears inert is going to attack you, can you head that off at the pass and go ahead and kill it first? And most zombie games, I think now, allow you to. They kind of reward that foresight and forward thinking, but not all. Tries to slap you on VH very hard. Yeah, that's what I remember of him. But I don't recall when that happens. right. Here we go. And yes, this is the speedboat, curiously placed here. One can only guess that it was backed up very carefully to this point in the canal. Either that or constructed, plank by plank, down here from IKEA assembly instructions. Designed to look rustic and like hell. All right. Let's go. Oh yeah, if another character in Outbreak advances a cutscene independent of where you are, it'll tell you same time and then cut to what they're doing. It also does that if you're in the same room with them. There we go. There's our clever strategy designed to lure out the beast. A leech somehow able to scream. And yeah, there's also something. Oh wow, nah, that's that is a ways forward. There we go. All right, I believe you can shoot this. Yeah, there we go. So even if you run out of bullets or weapons, they still offer you tactical opportunities for killing the boss. I think there's also this generator thing here on the side is also another option. What? Oh, from the piping? Oh, okay. My bad. It was not, in fact, the generator. It was the thing that does not look box-like or an explosive. So you can actually lure it all the way back to your starting point. Boogle, let's take it back to the dock entrance. Come on, Leech. Oh yeah, if you don't get close enough to it, it won't do its melee attack, so it just tries to needle you endlessly. There we go. And so yeah, you can get the leech over here, and it does basically nothing because I don't know if they expected you would be able to do this. You can functionally get over here and, I believe, kick it to death. But instead we're going to put it out of its misery with bullets. I don't even know where its vitals are, and I don't know where it went. I also don't know what just happened to me. What? Alright, so Mark, gonna need your help here. Carry me to victory, my friend. When one of your characters is on danger or in any limping state, a character who is not in limping state can actually carry them and get you further along than you would if you were just on danger and limping. A slow motion version of the gator fight in RE2. I don't think you're wrong. Yeah, at this point, Alyssa is healed. She just likes knowing that someone cares. And answering Hobgoblin's question, it is a fan. I think parts of it are fan translation, but it's very selectively translated. The version that I have on my computer, the ISO that I fired up, says patched in parentheses, which I would have typed there, so I'm trusting past J to have done that. So yeah. The only thing that I think is missing from this mechanic is, and it's ridiculous, but if one person could carry the other and the person who's being carried could also fire a weapon, that would be amazing. And we're going to back up, going to moonwalk back through this burning wall of ichor and grossness. So yeah, that's the Hive. That is an escape from Raccoon City that Jill and Carlos did not, in fact, find. And our comrade funnyvids.com did, in fact, survive. Co-op eco, but with guns. Yes, that's right. So yeah, next up we're gonna do Hellfire? Is that what it's called? Let's find out. And Gary, if you are watching and would like to join, you are welcome. But I know you play this a lot, so if you're not up to it now, then perfectly fine. Boogle, I'm actually really surprised you knew about the gun in Eco. You know, that's kind of a, I believe it's a developer's only secret. So I'm really curious to know who you know over at Sony who would have given you that. What are your connections, Boogle? There we go. Let me fire off. Yep, Hellfire, that's right. We have all of these, good lord. All of these special characters. I believe I think Gil was the name of the doctor who just died. So many character models. So yeah, let's do... I did David before on George. Yeah, let's go with David on this one. Have a good night, Mode 7. Thanks for stopping by. May you sleep well. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, David's ability is to be able to combine items into new weapons. And, you can find like a chunk of cement and a lead pipe, and you can use duct tape and just wrap the chunk of cement to the lead pipe and have like a giant swinging hammer. And that's the kind of thing David can do, but not a lot of scenarios, as Boogle points out, are really they don't really populate enough items like that to really make David the kind of quality character that he can be. So, Boogle, I've got the Delta room up if you want to hop in whenever you have a moment. And while we are getting folks into this room, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. While we've got that up and going, I'm going to introduce the stream to another cast member in our home. This is Samson. He is a giant, giant boy. Look at this. I'm going to stand up, and you can exactly appreciate the length and thickness of this fella. Look, there we go. That is a giant, giant cat. He's a big boy, big fluffy boy, and he's getting bigger. Oh, he's eating his way happily through summer. Come on, kiddo. And here's his smaller, squirmier protege. who just pawed me in the mouth. Come on, come on. Oh, hey guys. There you go, guys. Come on. Come on out. So, wanted to wash my mouth after having had the cat paw hit it because I know exactly where that paw has been, because I clean it twice daily. And hello, King Dunlap. It is good to see you here. All right, we ride. Yeah, Samson's a big fella. We adopted both of those critters from the Humane Society of Seattle, and Samson, God bless him, was he was a big boy then, he's a big boy now, and unfortunately he's a little surly, and had been at the Humane Society for a few months longer than they intended him to. So Seattle and Washington State generally, I believe, has a no-kill law. So, you know, he's staying there until he's adopted. But by the time we got to him, he was free. Poor guy. He is the best free thing I've ever gotten. And he's still surly. Rip Fire Dude. I'm assuming that I'm watching that in the courtyard from the perspective of my character and divining what goes on within. Pardon me. And, you know, we've asked that question several times, and we're not sure. He was, always introduce a liquor with a window. Although this time the camera is outside the window. Want to show me the easy route? Okay. Let's, I'm going to follow you, Boogle, and we're going to take our time and just kind of explore a little bit here to take in the ambience. Ambience? That's like the worst parts of both pronunciations. But what was I saying about Samson? Well, he's a hefty boy. Can I... Same time, right there, boiler room. Love it. Mark is just ad-libbing. Mark is just ad-libbing into the radio. Let's see. The secret is ignoring that ladder, you say? David finishes what he starts. Rest in peace, Zombo. curious hotel that simply has a dead end. Let's see. David and Mark are actually a pretty good combo. One of Mark's abilities, besides the ability to guard, is he can rear up for a more devastating attack with melee items, and David can produce more devastating melee items. So they can be a pretty good team. And that would be it for the sledgehammer. Oh yeah, there's this is a very somewhat convoluted puzzle. I mean, as in terms of steps, it's actually quite simple. It's just it really tries to take advantage of the fact that you've got multiple players playing this at once. There's a map somewhere on the second floor, and you have to flip switches in order to turn on the lights of different countries. And the only way to do that is by going to these individual rooms and flipping those switches. So you have to take stock of the map, know where the rooms with the switches are, flip them. Hellfire is probably my least favorite level out of the File 1 collection, for that, largely for that reason. No, thank you, sir. And those are Kevin's. Yeah, here we go. Here's our map. So, 1, 2, and 4 need switches flipped. So now we hunt for those pictures. Four, yes. Yeah, Mark, I'm flipping those just in case you also are, so we don't wind up canceling each other out. David can combine a broken broom handle with a knife and make a spear, which is actually it's quite a good melee weapon. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Curiously, most of the doors in this area are actually enterable, which I'm a little surprised to see in a hotel where they usually have a lot of fluff rooms. Oh, Mark is already up here. What? Mark is getting bit by a phantom zombie. Zero 721. I know Mark is in bleed state, but he's actually worse off than I am right now. Oh yeah, something else you can do in this game. You can reinforce doors by holding them in case zombies are trying to knock them down. As cool as that feature is, I find it actually is needed less often than you would think. Oh no, don't feel shy about asking questions at all. Otherwise, it's just me here talking. That in the lower right, that is your virus meter. So the game over state in this game. 1 second. Let me get these shotgun rounds to Mark. The game over status in this game, your character dies when their virus meter gets to 100%, meaning the T-virus has taken them over. One second. Let's grab these and get on out. Yeah, so when the virus meter gets to 100%, you zombify. When you the way that they blend that in with the standard health of taking damage and then dying is when you get down to 0 HP. All right, that's not expected. When you get to 0 HP, David, down, buddy. When you get down to 0 HP, your character falls on the ground and is has very low mobility, and the virus meter rises rapidly. So most people zombify after they have hit 0 HP and they fall on the ground and they're flailing around. So that's how those two things go together. And let's see where we are on that map. All right, still missing 1 and 2. Yeah, they were trying to do a lot with this game. It's pretty cool how many ways they used sort of like the zombie Resident Evil lore stuff to derive a new kind of mechanic for what is, by this point, a very familiar style of gameplay. Alright, 2. Wait, no. Do we need this? Yes. Thank you. Well. So now we only need one, the sort of like Finland-Russian area, and then we'll have that puzzle solved. Ah, there we go. All right, that puts us good to go. There's what looks to be a portable television there, and it is a shame that we do not have our friend Travis from Silent Hill Origins with us, or else we'd be able to pick that up and give a zombie a good chunk on the head with it. I have a feeling that Travis and David would have a lot to talk about. Meaning nothing. They would simply communicate meaningfully in grunts and silences. It's all about how you avoid the other person's eye contact. Being a, whoop, wrong one, being a mysterious anti-hero who shows up and must, against his inclination to not get involved, get involved. Whew, swing and a miss, buddy. I know that each character has each character has a scenario that is uniquely theirs. I'm not sure whose scenario this one is. Oh, I don't need to look at that anymore. Although, no, I'm actually curious to continue looking at this. Interesting. I'm really curious. I was just kind of curious to know where that map asset comes from. Oh, why, thank you, sir. I will, in fact, take that shotgun from you. Something that I used to do with PS1 and PS2 games is, you know, there are various utilities available to pull textures and sounds and these sorts of things off of the disc and look at them kind of in the raw. And I would be interested to see a dump of all the textures used in this game. To get a sense of what that looks like on the source end. No, I'm keeping the shotgun. That was a gift. I'm really looking for a broom that I can smash and turn into a spear. Oh, by Mark's by Mark's direction, I'm assuming we're supposed to go that way, but I'm going to see what's out here instead. I go my own way. I don't go my own way. Ooh. In fact, I did. I would like. Uh, no, this for Kevin. I can, in fact, use this though. Oh man. Here's a battery that I also very much want to use, and I think I'm going to trade it off for that. The battery can also be connected to a lead pipe and turned into a cattle prod, which is pretty neat. I figure as long as we've got David up here, we might as well use him to his maximum ability. All right. Another portable TV whose time, very sadly, is not now. I think I heard scary music. I don't know what that's in reference to. My volume is kind of low, but I'm going to saunter on out of there as though nothing happened. I like how David's movement is as though he is facing the camera in a isometric brawler constantly. All right, I'm sure that'll come in handy. Oh, Jesus. All right. Let's see if we can just kind of make our way in here. Cool. All right, I am on my way to find where you are. Oh, this thing. Yeah, I hate these two. I just do this until something works. Shotgun rounds, good. Oh, there's another battery. I very desperately want a iron rod that I can turn into a cattle prod. Yikes. No, thank you. Shotguns everywhere in this hotel. And I just came through here. Wrong way. Am I turned around? Oh, well, I mean, if you want to take the easy way through. Rip, well meant, would be survivor. Oh, nifty. Oh man, I know whichever one of these I get rid of, I'm going to find the other one's complement. So here is hoping I find a broomstick. No sticks on the map. Oh man, breaking my heart. All right, well I'm going to go back and grab my battery then. Dramatically. So I agree. It's interesting. Like, I mean, obviously, if you're making a video game, you are, in some sense, either an engineer or in touch with engineering, and I think logic puzzles like that are very appealing to designers because of those sort of like shared interests or those overlapping interests. And so I find like the electrical puzzles all tend to be something kind of in that area. All right. Whoop, wrong way. Here we go. There's David thanking himself. Because when you rely on yourself, you should show gratitude. Oh, the scary sound effect is a zombie coming through a door. Gotcha. Let's see. Do I still... Okay, I do still have the key. Excellent. All right. Red jewel. Oh, well. There he is splayed out. A memory of my guilt. for having attacked what did not attack me. No, this isn't right. Where the heck am I going here? Alright, let's take a look here. This room hasn't been entered. So... Alright. But I also can't go that way. Okay, so that doesn't even matter. Boogle, if you are listening, I'm a little lost here. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. Put the red jewel in the statue and that slides open the thing. Okay, perfect. Toe, I agree completely. That is not the time to, that's definitely the time to be testing to see if you want to move in. Dumb glitch to kill the boss? Yeah, sure. That all depends on whether or not I find a lead pipe, to be honest. And I haven't found a lead pipe. My heart is broken. Okay, yeah, show me the glitch. I've never seen it before. For anybody who is watching, the boss fight is you turn the fire alarm on and it calls all the lickers in the building here, so you've got one giant licker fight with one mega licker. And now we're about to find out what a glitched version looks like. Yes, that is a super licker with most of its hair. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. So the licker's body is half up in the ceiling in that corridor where it fell down, And so we're pushing our guns through the wall to clip through and then fire, fire into the space behind the level where the liquor is exposed. That's ridiculous and amazing. I never knew that. Thank you. Huh. Oh no, 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 I forgot. I have to manually reload. Oh, there's... Wait, wait. Oh, no. I was... Finally. I have my cattle prod. I did. I gave up too soon. Oh, me of little faith. Well, if we had friendly fire on, I could shock you one, but... Alas, we're playing like friends. So I'm guessing that's sort of like an early in the outbreak, maybe parallel to the outbreak bar scenario um, in terms of chronology. All right, so there's one more scenario left in file 1, and I think we could probably do this in about an hour. So Boogle, if you feel like you got that in you, we can probably go through, but I do have a specific target that I want to hit with that. So one of the things that you can trigger special endings, decisions, depending on the vaccination status of your characters, and also depending on their specific pairs of characters that have to be unvaccinated at the end. And so, yeah, we can wait about 10 minutes, and I'll go ahead and get that room set up. So what I will do to kind of keep it on an even pace, let's you Sherpa me through it for all the different steps. And I mean, I'm familiar enough with them that I can sort of be conversant with them as we hit. Yeah, then we'll go from there, and that'll move it along quickly, and we'll still get the David Mark pairing ending. So, okay. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set this up, and we're going to wait for Boogle to get back. And while we do, hold on one second. All right. And let's give Boogle a hefty window to join us through. Let's see, David B. So, excellent. There we go. And let's see what I got here. We can use to occupy our time while we wait for Boogle to return. Well, the most handy thing I have on hand, is, let's see, here's the original Outbreak disc, which, in order to play it online, I have to emulate it. We can take a look at this here. It looks like we've got Kevin and Alyssa there on the disc art. So it looks like there's Kevin standing nearby, Alyssa with a handgun and lifting Kevin's wallet, what it looks like, and there's a Raccoon City sign having smashed down on the side of a vehicle, probably a police vehicle, zombies moving through. This is, I mean, it's interesting, like, you can tell, like, this is what era of Resident Evil this is in, because if you look at the font of the title, it is very clearly not the simple tall block letters of RE1, RE2, but the font of the movie. Yeah, Boogle, I'd like to do a pair ending on this one. If we can do Mark and David, I know that Mark is your preferred character, and I think their ending is the coolest. So I'd like to go for that one. Oh no, I actually think the David Mark pair is the coolest one of them. It's a very I showed it to a friend who didn't play video games when this came out, and he said that it seemed like almost like a samurai ending, a very buckle down and drive into the horde knowing you will die, but gloriously. It's also very Viking, right? So it is very close to my interests. So yeah, and Boogle, when you get back, we'll talk about how we want to coordinate that. So yeah, so there's those, and about Outbreak File 2, whose cover art, or whose disc art is significantly less inspired. It's just it is just the little globules floating around in the blood. Let's see, what else is around up here? What I got? Duran Duran, Billy Ocean, REM, The Snow Queen, A Fairy Tale, narrated by Natalia Makarova. This is actually a neat little cassette I picked up a few years ago. That the Natalia Makarova is ballet and opera. I know she's ballet, but yeah, she speaks with this very thick, distinct Russian accent as she's reading this Russian folk tale, and it's quite lovely. And it sort of intersperses Tchaikovsky's some of his ballet music in with it. So yeah, it's charming. I want to see that Duran Duran. Let's see, I believe this is the wedding album. Let's see. I can hold this up here. Hold on, I'm looking to see what the title. Yeah, this is the wedding album. And the lyrics side of the insert is dense, to say the least. If you want to get a sense of what that's like. Yeah, back when cassettes had full inserts. Back when cassettes, right? Got this here. This is kind of neat. The Xenotext. This was a gift from a buddy of mine who is a professor of, well, I don't know if he's got the professorship, but he taught at, I think, the University of Calgary, and got a PhD in digital, basically, it's called digital materiality, and I believe it is basically like the materials that come along with digital products. So little things like pack ins and inserts, and even on the cassette tape, the insert would be that kind of object, right? Um, and he bought me this book that's it's lovely. It's really weird. It is a series of poems that are interspersed with and the poems themselves are scientifically accurate, and they're interspersed with scientific drawings of DNA, um, molecular compositions, chemistry forms, and even something that is a neat touch, the virulae of the amino acids. It has a QR code at the front. And what's clever about this is if you scan the QR code, like the QR code on the here, that actually comes up as the chapter title's name. But then it's got this other one over here, which on the side, which says after 221 generations, which shows it's as though the QR code it's as though the QR were a petri dish, right? And gradually, after enough population and decline, the individual life forms have degraded to the point where there's nothing left but a few recognizable geometric shapes, and that's really cool. That's neat. That's yeah, it's very strange. This is titled The Xenotext, Book 1 by Christian Bach. And the poems themselves are quite lovely, and they are well, I mean, they're written to fit the format, so they're written in these very discrete blocks that fill a specific space on the page. It has a long section on bees and their hiving habits. The book is very much about the end of life on Earth, and so two of the topics that it tackles are nuclear annihilation and also the death of bees, because once bees die, then crops die, and that's kind of it for us. So cheery, but let's see what's a good one. Oh yeah, so this is interesting, and this actually winds up intersecting with my own limited knowledge of ancient world bee lore. Um, let's see. Ornately shielded, the winged moguls barge into this melee, their pygmy hearts full of godly malice, each vowing to show his twin no mercy until some victor swats aside all blows. A fistful of dust thrown into this fray can quell the frenzy of such insurgents. And it's those last two lines. A fistful of dust thrown into this fray, meaning a disturbed hive, a disturbed swarm of bees, can quell the frenzy of such insurgents. And there's an old English magic charm that I'm very fond of that is basically a charm to ward off bees that are they kind of made mad and you want them to stop following you. And the idea is you grab a fistful of dirt off the ground, bend over and throw it underneath your legs, underneath and between your legs, as though you're hiking a football, an American football, and that will get them to stop. You also have to call them Valkyries and tell them to submit to the will of the Christian God. Such was the time when this charm was written. Yeah, so it's kind of lovely to see that same bit of folk knowledge showing up here as well. So let's see, what else do we have? Edward Gorey, Amphigory. Got, pull this out here. Yeah, so here is a Flying Saucer magazine from, what was the year of this? July 1961. And here's our cover. And this was published by Ray Palmer, who is one of the unsung legends of UFO mythology in mid to late 20th century. He's typically regarded as a science fiction writer because, you know, his work on UFOs is regarded as fiction. Until recently, apparently, because UFOs now exist according to the Air Force. I don't understand what that is. I haven't looked into it. Oh, cool. Boogle's done eating. Anyway, yeah. This is, let's see. I want to find you a picture before we kick in. This one is surprisingly devoid of illustrations. Oh, yes. Well, here we go. So, there's your letter to the editor where the reader has his say. So, all right. Thanks, Boogle. Appreciate it. And we're ready to go. So, Boogle, remind me, I believe the way that we get the ending is we both have to be unvaccinated by the time that oh wait. Whoops. Let's skip through this, go back to the menu, and I'll choose the scenario that I intended to play. Oh, but I want to see the body fall when you quit. Where are you? All right. Oh, it's high comedy. It's very interesting to me as a death animation because it's not just like a vertical collapse, it is an actual like succumbing of the will to the virus. All right. There we go. Decisions. All right. Boogle is up. There we go. All right. So this is a George scenario. It starts in the university at Raccoon City, and the university, of course, is designed like every other damn civic building in the entire city, which is enigmatically. And oh yes, here's Wesker's somewhat nerdier cousin. You can tell he's an improved tyrant because they put a shield around part of his heart. I remember when this game was in its original live server state, that line, "Mass production? Ridiculous!" was a much repeated one. And this is a neat nod. This appears to be the garage in RPD from Resident Evil 2. It's a very specific part of the garage, but recognizable nonetheless. Thank you, Toe. Yeah, I tried holding the book up, but I don't know how well that text actually comes across because the window is kind of small. Anyway, this thing here. So much appreciated. Oh wow, looks like they actually use the U.S. Postal Service icon there, or something that's close enough, unexpectedly close enough. Excellent, Hobgoblin. If you get it and read it, I am very interested to know your take on it because it is a very curiously made thing. So yeah, Boogle, I'm following your lead as we tour through the university. Whoop, sorry, Boogle. I hope I didn't bogart your your doorknob there. You monster. Oh, and you left me a present of 2 zombos. Which room did you go into, Boogle? Oh, fantastic. All right, well, I will be over there presently. All right, well, the zombies in the hallway are now in that room, I can attest. So if you want to meet me in the second floor passage, good, there we are. And yes, it does look suspiciously like a mansion. They seem to have an aesthetic in Raccoon City. And this room always reminds me of the part where you kind of go off the rails in Portal, and behind all the you wind up in the maintenance area. Oh yeah, so this is a switch that I'm not going to push while Boogle's underneath it, but when you press that, it gives a big zap, and at one point we are going to be chased around by a tyrant. That's going to be our way to bring it down to one knee, so we can take a needed key item from him. It just also happens to have a very satisfying sound that I like hearing. Whoa! Buddy's skating around. Seems to have been a broad-minded person. David, I don't know if you know enough to make that inference. Oh. Well, there you are. Oh, come on now. Someone coated the floor panels of this university with butter. And yeah, one of the arc of this mission is you eventually find out that it is possible to create a vaccine, one of like 4 or 5 vaccines that apparently are being independently created all across Raccoon City during this very brief period of time. And you can choose to indulge or not. And Mark has thankfully done the done the unwelcome work of the clock puzzle. Insofar as Boogle says he has no natural talent at the electrical grid puzzles, clock and time puzzles tend to elude me, and I'm not super good at them. Dishonored 2? I actually haven't played that one. I think I've only played a little bit of the first Dishonored. Would you recommend it? I believe the way to access this room, which I actually think is kind of neat with all these crazed chalkboard-like drawings on them, on the walls, is there's a moose head statue, and you got to put the things in the jewels in its eyes, kind of like the tiger statue in RE1, also kind of like the moose statue in RE1 as well. So they take a lot of the familiar ideas and mix them in ways that you kind of know what to do. I think that actually helps make it a more I don't know, you kind of are more easily oriented to what you're supposed to do, because it is hitting those RE classic moments. And the purpose of that... Oh no, David, no, don't. Yo! What did I just give up? Well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a gun, so that's fine. I'm going to say B2F. Um, Boogle, which floor did you go to? Ah, there you are. Antidote. That will be useful. Good old Mark. Mark is RE Outbreak Dad. Rail siding. Curious. Oh yes, excellent Boogle. Typical trolley used in the coal mine. I don't think I've ever stopped to think about what this area might actually function for the university. Hmm. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. That might be that might be a good AAA fare to jump into after I finish Ghost of Tsushima. I usually have at least one AAA game burning in the background at any given time that I will that I'll visit a few times a week, and that might well be a good one. Oh, no, I don't need that. That would have been good to wait on, but here we are. What do I think of Ghost of Tsushima? My feelings on it are mixed. Um, I enjoy the environment and the world very much. I like traveling across it. It gives me very good nostalgic feelings for, I mean, ironically, New England autumn. New England and basically East Coast autumns. Um, even though it is obviously not the East Coast by any means. Oh, yeah. Let's just shoot this. That's good locksmithing right there. I am a little frustrated by the combat in it. I would like for it to be a little crisper and a little more precise in many areas. And I've gone back and forth multiple times. In fact, Boogle and I have kind of had a running running dialogue about it as we've mutually played through it. Yeah, that's right. Swipe air, Buster. And yeah, I've gone over the combat many times. And I've practiced on enemies, and it just feels janky in a way that is hard to feel super good about. Here. Boogle, if you want, I can jump on that electric grid. Oh, never mind. You got it. So yeah, that's kind of like the thing that I'm most frustrated with on it. I do think it is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous game. It feels very good to run through, to uh, travel across the landscape. I do genuinely. I feel like the little objectives and the parts of the world that you can discover are spaced out well enough so that you have a reason to enjoy the environment riding through it, as opposed to feeling like you just want to fast travel everywhere. So it gives good incentive to get onto your horse, however you have named it, and enjoy that. So that is my takeaway. I am curious, Hobgoblin, what do you think? And I seem to have lost Boogle. Oh. Oh yeah, you can get stomped at that ladder because they can hit you, knock you off, and you will never be able to get back up. That hallway is kind of hell sometimes. All right, here we go. It's like the one time in the game where pesticide at face value is absolutely worth it. And that's it for that. Yeah, that's kind of the thing about the parry timing that's most frustrating for me. If I have that option with if I have parry as an option in a game, I prefer to use it as much as possible, because that's sort of like very aggressive, perfect guard feeling is what I want out of combat in a game, and I feel like the game really is pushing the player toward using a lot of the more specialized skills toward toward later in the game. Oh, hey. Yes, I will in fact trade this for the pesticide. Oh, I am poisoned. Fantastic. And that's it. It comes down to my being obstinate enough to want to keep telling the game how I want to play it, and the game keeps telling me, no, that's not how I'm meant to be played. And so we just keep having this same stupid disagreement where the game will not change because it's made, and I'm just being stubborn. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Deltahead stream. We are going through decisions in Outbreak File 1. It's good to see everyone. Gosh, a little on the spot. You guys all know Outbreak super well. and I have not played these scenarios in years. So Boogle is giving us a guided tour of Decisions, and we're along for the ride to enjoy it. I do. So I've never noticed this until now. This is strange. So in the cutscene where you've got the uh, Wesker's more academic cousin admiring this creation, for whom mass production would be ridiculous. It has like a shield over the exposed heart, which I thought was like a better design idea. Uh, but apparently it's gone now. So rip that idea. Something that's neat about RE3, the remake, is I think Nikolai's notes actually reference this moment, uh, thus further confirming the canonicity of Outbreak. No, it's true. Expose weak points. That's their calling card, and that's how you know it's Umbrella. Don't accept anything less. I mean, you can tell the Ganados from RE4 total amateur hour because their weak points are inside the body, and you have to shoot the head off, and then it becomes evident. Just man, some people are beyond hope. Boogle, are you still here? Where are you? All right, so let's. Am I still poisoned? No, I'm just in caution. I'm going to see. This is how I choose to believe David operates. So in most cases, you probably have the spray can and you spray it on. It's kind of like glue and heals it over. I believe that David cracks it open with a wrench and chugs it. So that's what just happened. Let's see. Boogle, where am I following you? I am following your lead. Should I maybe get rid of this? Should I get rid of the thing that I've got in the? What do you call it? The little synthesizer is what I'm going to call it. The daylight synthesizer. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I want to press the button. I want to press the button. I want to see the tyrant. Fall down. Go boom. I'm taking you at your word to wait a second. This feels kind of appropriate given I just finished watching Sanjuro, Kurosawa's follow-up to the character in Yojimbo. And one of the things that he's constantly doing is he's telling these like young samurai who are all hot-headed to just follow instructions and stop and wait. And now I am the fledgling samurai to Boogle's Sanjuro. All right. Yeah. That's the itchy trigger finger I'm looking for. Oh. Please let me go through. Okay. Thank God. Well, you didn't know that the button was one of my very small few joys in this godforsaken existence, did you? It's a crunchy sound, you get a special camera angle, you get to see the tyrant go down, there's just everything good about that experience. You're right, I'll stop punching you. Oh, that explains it. I kept noticing that you and I were going into a room at the same time, and then you were just magically like on the exact opposite side. Like, how the hell are you getting over there? No, that's fine. I and anybody else who is worth your time appreciates your initiative, your value to this organization. That an outbreak I like to call Gunbrella. It's a portmanteau of Gunb and Rella. Hmm. It's like someone had a death party here. Only one invited. Man, what do I want to do? Yes, I'll take this. Do I jump down? In fact, I do not. It is interesting to me that they give you the opportunity to call or not call the elevator, because I don't think there are any other objects around, and I don't really know why else you would be going up to the elevator other than to call it. Boogle, I'm looking for the floor where you went. I think I know where you're going, and it's sure not here. Right, that would be the only option left from the process of elimination. I figured it out on my own, which means I mostly got it wrong. So it's you. I take everything that's in his pockets. Oh, what? Oh. Hoogle, are we going to run by the sharks? I would like to run by the sharks. If we run by the sharks, I'll be your friend. It's not worth it. It's not worth my friendship to run by the sharks. Because it's worth running by the sharks for its own experience. I remember the first time I played through here, this level was very confusing to me because it's one of the few areas in... pardon me, sir. It's one of the few areas in this level that can look kind of samey. Nope. If I'm remembering right, I think the hunter gammas are wandering around here. Can't they gobble you up and eat you, and that's it for you? You are on your way to being gamma processed. The situation is not good, Mark says as he exits the restroom. Okay. I am in awe of David's grip strength, able to hold not just his weight, but also his hold an AR uh, as if it were cardboard. Shortcut is the. Am I taking the shortcut or am I going the long way? What's our situation there? Okay. Let's do it. You're right, Hobgoblin. I don't know if you remember, if you did in Metal Gear Solid 2, the pull-ups that enable you to increase your grip strength ridiculously. And one of the fastest ways to do it is to go on the tanker, hop over a ledge, drop almost to your death, but then grab another ledge immediately below that. That act of pulling your shoulders out of joint is equivalent to 10 pull-ups. And that is what I imagine David has done, holding the AR rifle the entire time, just like Solid Snake was. They're all the same caliber action hero. Okay, I am across, though. Do you need me to go up the ladder? Like, what are we looking for here? Okay, cool. I'm going the other way. Yeah, MGS2 was chock full of optional goodies. Drag my feet a little. Buddy, you got it. Okay, apparently I am maulable through through that fence. Oh. Oh God. Oh buddy. Well, Boogle, here I am. There we go. It's fine. Can take care of myself. Thank you very much. I mean, it took like it took like a third of my total ammo to take care of myself, so I can take care of myself 3 times, too now. So, you know, don't rely on that bravado too much. Yeah, sure. All right, I've got a sealed capsule. Thank you. Blorp. Looks a bit like Majima. I can see it. Let's see. Hold on a second. We're taking a Majima assessment. Yeah, I get a Majima vibe from that. Yes, yeah, Yakuza 0 Majima. Did I? Oh, that goes right back in my inventory. Okay. Ooh, handgun. Reason says that will be more useful because ammo is more plentiful for it. And holding that weapon, he does. He can be seen as Yakuza Dead Souls Majima for sure. Though I'm pretty sure he had the shotgun. I don't remember if anybody had an assault rifle in that one. Oh, don't mind if I do. I think probably the closest there was to that was Goto's, Barrett cannon. Because rapid fire is the connection I'm drawing there. Oh, what? Oh man, I thought that David would have auto-locked onto him. Dead Souls, so this falls into that category of game that I love and is probably not good by most people's estimation, but I'm going to say yes if you like the kind of very special jank. And there's David's spine. If you like the very special kind of jank that those Yakuza games have, but in a shooter, then that's going to be your jam. It has some of the most patently stupid things I can imagine having been done. Stupid meant well, understood. From any of like the Yakuza assets, like running around. The hostess clubs are still in effect, and you can save a hostess club and have a hostess as your number 2 running through the zombie apocalypse in Kamurocho. Handguns blazing. It's ridiculous. Yeah, no, it is the exact kind of train wreck that it needs to be. I remember somebody telling me that Dead Souls was supposed to be a test run in some ways for what ultimately became Binary Domain. I don't know how true that is, and I can, if I stretch myself, can imagine Binary Domain coming from the kind of shooter that Dead Souls was. But it is not something that would have occurred to me, even thinking about both as Sega developed games. Oh, it's a shame we didn't get the microphone. Everyone, get up here. Cutscene. Oh yeah, Greg's gonna die. Greg Wesker. Grass Valley Greg. Grass Valley Greg, for those who don't know, is a Mr. Show sketch character, and Mr. Show being like the top tier of comedy. That's one of my favorite moments in the whole game because the voice acting is so strange and uncanny valley-ish, and it's so goofy and it goes on for so long. I love it. Greg Wesker looks like a young Alex Trebek. I mean, with the vast storehouse of knowledge available to him, I can see him being well equipped for it. Oh. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Where the heck are you here? Did you go out this door? Oh! No, hold on, I'm gonna wait for you. Did you already grab the daylight? This is kind of a neat camera angle. Oh, hello. Burst rounds, you want it. So, and yes, I agree, Nature's Presidents is a good band name. Uh, yeah, the daylight vaccine can be used to one-shot the tyrant in its final form. So even though, in order to trigger the ending that we want, neither of us, both of us have to be unvaccinated, and also both of us have to not have it in our possession. Um, there are a variety of different endings available in what is a pretty broad like way to end this scenario. Um, you can end it vaccinated with daylight. You can end it vaccinated without daylight, meaning that you took the cure yourself and you didn't take it for the rest of the world, or you can be unvaccinated and not have it with you. 28 endings? Jeez. Yeah. I remember back when I played this when it was in its heyday, I got all of them. And I don't think there was a lot of stuff. I think it might have been on YouTube after a little while. That was kind of before a lot of video game recording was was really done. A lot of, yeah. Oh God. So he was not visible. And Tyrant has an attack that can one-shot you. Oh. Oh, knobs and bodkins. But I think he does like a roar and a wind-up before he does it, so I'm pretty safe. And that last pull was so Raccoon University can know what for. Revoke my scholarship, will ya? Alright, so I think this is where we play the waiting game. Because even though both of us are in fact here, Oh, thank you. Yes, there is a red and green. Oh no, we didn't hit the sharks, and it's too risky to go now. Oh, those are just blue, I think. So yes, it is. The timer is still running down, even though we are both here, just in case there were other teammates with us. There are none, so we're just waiting. No, sadly, it looks like there is just the red and blue. Thanks, Black Garden. Thanks for coming out. I hope you have a great night. We'll be doing File 2 on Saturday next, if you want to come by for that. There we go. Though I guess if you were bold, you could use this opportunity to run in and stock up on more items. Since we're trying to one-shot this, though, I'm going to hedge on bold. Let's see. Maybe not bold, but I will I will bite for stupid. It does, in fact, let me back in. But we're not going to risk that. Let's see here. Okay. All right, here we are. I do like how large this environment is. I also like that it... oh, good. It cuts it out. Actually, that might be because you're on HDD and it's reading for yours first. Ah, that makes sense. Well, I'm really glad that I came back out and didn't dally in there, because I had, looks like 40 seconds less than I thought I did. I've got to say, this is, I think, one of the few, if only, NPC, not major character driven helicopters that does not actually get shot out of the air in the entire Resident Evil series when it is coming to rescue you. And as always, giant bees. Just a little push through the door there. Let's see, I'm fine. Good. Can I? No, no, no. I thought I could get up there, but I guess I can't. can't keep a good tyrant down. Oh, but now it's got the broken shielding. Weird. Oof. All right, we have a rocket launcher. Oh. I better have hit him. Wow. The lag on this is making him a tough target. Oof. I kind of see David as the kind of guy who's been waiting all his life to utter his action hero tough guy one-offs. I like Decisions. I think it's probably, next to Outbreak, my favorite one out of all of these. It's the one that I remember playing the most of, certainly, when it was when it was live originally. So, here, Boogle, you have got the leading connection, so yeah, you should take that daylight shot. See if I can get him in view. There we go, nice. Here we go. I love this ending. You know, David can just like reach into his backpack, pull out a couple of doorknob parts, and fix this tank. And yeah. It's ridiculous. And there goes Raccoon City. And yeah, Boogle, I do like that they still landed. They were like, oh, I'm so sorry. This is really awkward. We pick up survivors, but not like, you know, getting survivors. So I'm going to go look for some other survivors that we can really kind of help survive. So yeah, that's Resident Evil Outbreak File 1. Haven't looked at these credits in quite some time. I'm really curious to see what they look like. It's interesting. I believe for the opening they chose the sort of like molecular goop microscopic creatures and the T-virus floating around as its visual motif, and now we're into smoke. Game part crew. It's interesting. I feel like team is a more common word to use than crew. But I'm interested to see when those different terms are used. Whew. Yep, that's an art team, all right. Illustrator. Wonder what part of that work we saw. I often wish for like the credits of a game, especially like this, if I could like take like a section of the credits and almost like a hot link, click on it, and then I could just be taken to a list of assets or levels or whatever that person or those persons worked on. That was just so very Inferno editor. Very curious about that. These are some pretty serious strings in this outro music. Kinema Kobu. Oh, mocap. Just Cause also mocap. Weird, they use two different mocap companies. That's interesting. And it looked like the first one was Japanese and the second one was Western, or at least I think that's what I saw in the names of the credited performers. Alpha Space Street. That's cool. Koschenko Konstantin. Oh, there's our end roll effects guy. I haven't noticed. Okay, so those are. Okay. Yeah, so this looks like they did some in-house mocap. They outsourced Attractive Action Club. Because like I'm seeing like four or five different motion capture organizations named here. It's really interesting. Wow! That's a lot of actors. That's fascinating. That they used that many people and didn't duplicate roles for actors. I haven't seen localization yet. I'm really curious to see whether that was in-house or that was outsourced and who worked on that. Huh, there are strings. of sound mind. That's a pretty neat. Looks like Allison Court did a lot of the performance direction. Blade Court, Allison's assistant. Did she? I'm glad she got to jump in on it. There we go, localization crew. Hey, Ben Judd. All right. It's interesting that he got, like, his name is, like, not in all caps. Yeah, these were the Ben Judd years. There's Ben Judd again. The Leech. Smith & Wesson Reebok? Huh. I wonder what else he's done. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. I haven't seen that particular effect on the PS1, PS2 era Capcom logo. That's cool. That looks neat. Jim's good ending in File 2? I don't remember that. It's possible they might have, I mean, just made them both at the same time-ish? Oh, interesting. Is that a shoe store? Yeah, I'm interested to know why they would still credit that as a licensing partner uh, in this, if that's not there. I remember the feeling this was like really cool and enigmatic, and that it was going to be a setup for Resident Evil 5, and they just kind of never followed up on it. I like the idea. It was kind of neat that some sort of mega organism at Raccoon City's site. All the alternate costumes in this game are from the File 2 good endings. Oh, interesting. So maybe Jim is wearing Reeboks in his, I think he's got a basketball uniform? Huh. Interesting. So they licensed those particular shoes. Or got permission to use Reebok on them. All right. Let's go ahead and save that on our handy background typewriter. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the stream. Thank you everyone for coming out. Thanks Boogle for being our Sherpa through the longest scenario. And let's see. So yeah, on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are going round 2 with Silent Hill Downpour, a blind playthrough of what is often regarded as the least good Silent Hill. And I say that because it's not 100% bad. It's not as bad as I was expecting yet. So anyway, we're going to keep going through that. And then on Saturday of next week, at 7 p.m. again, Pacific Standard Time, we're going to do Outbreak File 2. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming out, and subscribe. You'll get a notification when I go live. Have a great evening.